All right, my friends, welcome to episode 103 of Prof and Dev Play Games. I am the Professor Larry at Prof Plays Games on Twitter, and over there is Anthony at SummerSpeak on Twitter, the dev, and the dude running around PAX for the last 3 days. You have the PAX plague now?
I don't think so. We'll find out in like a day or two.
Fingers
It takes
crossed.
a while for the PAX pox to set in.
Yeah. There we go. PAX Pox.
So we'll see. See if my kids get it.
Yeah.
They were there with me today.
Oh,
I think that was what
Really?
finally tipped it over the edge of me being exhausted.
Yeah. Like reining them in, wrangling them.
Both of them went today.
So do you get like kid passes or?
My oldest, my son,
Mm-hmm.
he has to have his own pass now.
Okay.
But it's free for anyone 6 and under,
Okay.
7 and under.
So you bought his pass a long time ago then?
Yeah, same time I bought all the passes. I just bought 2 for Sunday,
Okay.
so that he could get in. And this is the first year that my daughter just went along. She's been there before in a carrier.
Yeah.
Like, I would say this is the first year that she's gone when conscious
Right.
about going.
Like knowing what's going on.
So she went for like, we got there at 10 and she stayed till 3, and then son and I stayed until about 5:45.
Okay.
So
What did they like the most that they saw?
okay, so let's go through. My daughter, still not old enough to really care a whole bunch about the games.
Yeah.
Like, there are games that knows, like, she was really interested by the Final Fantasy booth only because she sees me and her mom play Final Fantasy.
Right.
So she kind of knows certain characters. At that booth was pretty cool because they were showing it. They, of course, have the MMO. They have MMO section, but they were really pushing Dissidia.
Oh yeah, the fighting
They
game.
were having full tournaments of it, and it looks really cool.
Really?
Like,
Okay.
actual like tournament battles. They had team 3v3
Mm-hmm.
battles, with each person controlling one of the characters, and it presents really well in a like tournament format and people being there cheering.
That's cool.
So yeah, it's not your typical fighter though. It's brawler maybe, because maps are huge.
Oh,
Like,
I
there's
thought
a
it was
lot
I thought it was a
around.
fighting game, like a Street Fighter or something.
And yes, and the fact that you're fighting other opponents,
Mm-hmm.
no, and that it's not on a 2D plane, or it's not even in an arena. Like
And it's not co-op. It's like, or I
no,
mean,
it's it was 3v3.
okay, got it.
It could totally be 1v1 too. Like, that's not.
Yeah.
This is a team-based mode,
Got
and
it.
it feels more brawler-ish, and
Uh-huh.
it's like a 3D brawler than
Okay.
just a straight fighter. Because yeah, the maps are really big, and some of them, like this one was actually, it looked like there was control point, like you had a crystal you were protecting,
Mm-hmm.
and so you're trying to kill the other player so you could get to their crystal and like do damage to it. This is just me watching it briefly every
Right.
once in a while. And they were showing that. They were showing the new Secret of Mana remake.
Oh yeah. How, did you?
It looks good.
I was gonna ask you what you thought about the graphics.
I didn't want to wait. Didn't want to wait. I know it looks good.
Okay.
It looks cartoony, kind of like simple 3D
Mm-hmm.
graphics, cartoony graphics, but gameplay looked like what you would remember. So
And people were playing it, like it was playable.
yeah, they had 4 stations where you could play it, and
Okay.
that line seemed to take probably like a half an hour to get through if you wanted to wait.
Right.
But I don't care. I didn't really wait for anything. But then what else do my kids like? My son was really attracted to this. Like, we're walking around the top floor of PAX, which has a lot of indie stuff on it, smaller booths,
Mm-hmm.
and it's this game I hadn't heard of before called Air, AER, and it's a low poly kind of 3D exploration game. There's no enemies to be heard of, but the big thing is you can transform into a bird once you get out of the tutorial area
Mm-hmm.
and fly around the world to different islands and everything.
So it's
And
like
for whatever
exploring.
reason, yeah, my son just immediately saw this game, and we came back to the booth a couple times waiting to hopefully get a spot to play, and he was in love with it. So
That sounds like something he would like.
yeah, it's just it works for him. I was helping him. It's really no stress kind of exploration.
Right.
So it was nice for him learning like 3D controls and everything like that. So he was super enamored with that game. What else did he like? We were up on the 6th floor more. No, this was down in the Ubisoft. Not Ubisoft. THQ.
Oh, okay.
Or whatever it is
THQ
now.
Nordic.
Yeah. And they had Battle Chasers, if you've been hearing. So we played about 20 minutes of that.
Nice. So it was like not big of a line to play that one.
I actually had like 6 stations. It was super easy to just walk up and play.
Nice. That's the based on the comic, like the comic hand-drawn art kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks fantastic.
Well, that's coming to Switch.
Yeah, it comes out in like a month. So I play. I mean, it's very JRPG combat, but man, does it have good feel. Like really, really like impactful. Like when you attack, like you feel like you're punching the other person. Great effects, great animation. It kind of sold me on it really well. They've just the aesthetic and how much they've pushed. Like there's an attention to detail there that I appreciate, and you can kind of tell from as a developer of who's done this long enough and cared about that level of attention detail that this team cares a lot. So
well, in the previews that I've heard about this game is that the story. I mean, everything looks great, and I've heard that it runs pretty well. But the story I've heard is really excellent.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard the story.
I didn't get a sense of this story. I mean, that's not what the demo was about.
Yeah, exactly. They're not going to show you.
They just throw you into a dungeon and say explore.
Right. Well, it is based on a comic book, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Battle Chasers.
Yeah.
Comic. Right. Yeah. So that was a highlight of another indie that was like, oh, that's cool. And my son was he's like, what's that? It looks pretty. So what else really? Pokken Tournament. Both my daughter and my son were glued to a giant screen at the Nintendo booth where they were. Where some, I think, Nintendo employee was just beating down the public with Suicune, one Pokemon. I mean, this person was just destroying people. He did 2 perfect matches while I was watching. Wow. Just, wrecking everybody. But my kids were like, we want to play this game. So guess I'm getting that Switch.
So. Well, and to be honest, well, not to be honest, but when you get the Switch, there's a demo up right now. And demos kind of big, so they could at least start with that. Yeah,
so that was a pretty exciting thing there. But that was kind of like their highlights. And then mine, I did get to play a game about a plumber.
Dude, no way. You waited in line to play that game?
I didn't wait in line.
There was no line? Oh, wait a second.
Let's talk about the benefits of having a kid.
Oh, man, tell me. Let's talk.
So go to a con with a kid.
Okay.
And go like, oh, it's the last day, and about 4:00 going to the Nintendo booth and not even trying. They just have a statue of Mario, and getting your kid taking your picture of your kid next to Mario. Awesome. And the person there going like, oh, the line's capped if you actually wanted to play. It's like, but you really should just come back at like 5:30, and we'll get you in. Kid, there'll be room, it'll be fine. Totally came back like 5:25, 5:30, got put on a station.
No way.
No issue.
What? So okay. So when you got put on a station, were you playing or was your kid playing?
We kind of split.
Okay.
Because he had a hard time controlling it still. Like, the one thing I've learned now is I need to let my kid play more games, 3D games with cameras.
Yeah, so you can figure out how to control it.
Yeah, because he's not good at it.
Yeah, right.
So we went back and forth, and I helped him some, and but I got to say, it's okay.
Are you kidding? Or are you serious?
What do you think?
I think you're kidding.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my God. It's fucking amazing.
Dude, you scared me for a second. Jesus Christ. That was not what I was expecting you to say.
I only got to play it for like 10 minutes. Like, the demo just stops after a certain time.
So I want you to detail every second with like 5 minutes of monologue. So just take the rest of the episode and tell us about this 10 minutes.
All right. So it starts. You get to choose New Donk City or the desert.
Right.
My son chose the desert. So it's the same stuff that you've seen videos of. Mm-hmm. You just get to play it. The key part is it feels as good as like any of the Mario Galaxies or Mario 64. Mm-hmm. It controls so smoothly. What more can I say? It's a 3D Mario that feels really good.
So all the like kind of side stuff that you do in the world, basically, did it feel like fun, like interesting?
Yeah.
Cool.
There's a huge amount of discovery. Just random things to find. It feels way more open than the Galaxy games or Mario 64. It's just the levels don't seem as guided in that regard. Like, just find things, explore, find all the moons, right? Moons. We found one.
Yep, the power moons or whatever. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we found one of them while playing, and
Does
throw your hat at things, become different things.
How'd that feel, taking things over?
That felt great. Took over the bullet bill.
Yeah.
Flew around in that. It felt really good, and there's a huge attention to detail when Mario's running down a sand dune really fast. He puts his hands out like he's flying. It just little things. You're just like, man, this feels really good all the time. I can't wait for it.
Did you try that jumping on the hat mechanic?
Yeah.
Felt good?
Works. Yeah,
awesome.
It all feels good. Like, this game is really, really good.
Was there anything about it that surprised you?
Nothing from this demo that surprised me, but I still feel like it's very controlled.
Oh, yeah, right.
Like, it's what we've seen.
Yeah.
They're playing the cards pretty close to their chest on, like, what is in the full game. Like, you can't... I don't know. You've seen New Donk City in videos, and you've seen this desert in videos.
Right.
What else is in the game? It's a dinosaur, supposedly, somewhere.
Well, they actually, during the last conference, I can't remember which one it was, they showed a third world, which was like a forest world.
Yeah.
So we've seen that one at least. But they held Breath of the Wild pretty close to their chest, and it ended up being just phenomenal. So
yeah, I think it's fine. Like, they want people to be surprised when playing this game.
And there's so much discovery. Like, that's part of the magic, is finding it yourself.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. I mean, I know I haven't played Persona 5, and I know how great that game is, but the game of the year this year has got to be a Nintendo game. Like, they're just hitting it out of the park.
It's true. We'll see what it ends up. Like I said, Persona 5 is definitely in the top 5 for me.
Yeah.
Where it actually fits by the end of the year, who knows? There's some good games coming out by the end of this year. So
yeah, I kind of think about, like, if you tally up all the Game of the Year awards from all, like, major press sites, like, I bet you Nintendo's gonna have the most. That's my thought. Between Breath of the Wild, Breath of the Wild or Mario. I'm trying to think. Oh, the one that just came out is actually Ubisoft. Rabbids. Wow, awesome! I'm glad you were able to play that.
I can't believe I got to play it.
I
went Friday and Saturday. I went around and was like, stopped by the booth, and like the line to play was an hour to play for 10. I was like, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to buy the game anyway. I don't need to play it.
Exactly.
Just go to a con with a kid though. Like, your kid gets all sorts of stuff.
Awesome.
It's kind of ridiculous how much the different people will be like, hey, it's a kid. Here, have this piece of swag. Oh, no, you have to play the demo for it? No, you don't. Here you go.
Yeah, they want to build that brand with kids.
So my kid just has tons of swag.
They're like, here,
I'm just like...
Here, have this free T-shirt. What size are you? And you're like, he wears adult size large.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous, like, the stuff that he was getting just from walking around.
So he's like, cons are amazing.
Yeah, pretty much. So when your daughter is old enough, take her to a con.
Yes.
Should be fun.
I'm trying to get the Comic-Con tickets so I can
that'd be cool.
Get in there so that I can buy them again the next year. When I let go of I had like 3 or 4 years in a row that I went, and then I let go of it because I went on a summer trip, and then I should have just kept it and not gone.
I guess can you resell them?
Not really.
It's really hard to
resell.
It's
really hard to resell them, exactly. So I should have just kept them and ate the money so that I would be able to get in the early pre-sale.
There you go.
But oh well.
Trying to think of other things that was interesting or surprising. Like, I saw Sony and Microsoft also had bigger booths, but they weren't really showing anything new that we haven't heard of before.
Yeah.
Sony had like a huge line of stations for Lost Legacy, which I'm like, it's out.
Yeah, that's weird. That's out.
They had a couple Nat 2 stations. They had some VR stuff. They had Detroit playable.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I feel like the utility of those kind of conferences for the publishers is to here's a game that's coming out soon that you get to play early. Like, you really want to line up for that, but like Lost Legacy's out, or Knack 2 even has a demo on PlayStation Network that you can just play at home. So
they weren't really bringing all that much. Microsoft had Sea of Thieves. It had everything you would expect. Sea of Thieves.
Try to name 3 Microsoft exclusives coming out.
That's the hard part.
Sea of Thieves.
Some weren't.
Forza.
Yeah, Forza was there.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was the stuff that you would expect to be playable. No new groundbreaking things.
Right.
Trying to think of other booths. Arc, again, had just an enormous booth with a full-size T-Rex that you could sit on top of if you wanted to wait in line, get a picture. They announced some new expansion. I don't know.
I hope
I
someone
saw.
put a Mario hat on that thing.
Oh, that'd been fantastic. Oh, that'd been so good. One thing that wasn't there was not uh, nearly as much VR stuff this year.
That's interesting.
Like Sony had a few smaller, like 3 different games they were showing off, but like much smaller part of their booth. Bethesda was showing off, had 3 VR rooms where they were showing off their like Fallout VR, Skyrim VR, and Doom VR.
Did you hear about the Fallout on Switch? Fallout? No.
Skyrim?
Yeah, on Switch impressions.
No.
Really good. Like it's running really well. So
That's cool.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
yeah. Well, yeah, considering it's a game from 2011, but you never know.
Yeah. Trying to think of Bethesda's booth's always neat though. They had a big chunk of it for the new Wolfenstein, and they had it decked out to look like the diner from the trailer.
Oh, awesome.
So yeah, they always put on a good show there. But again, nothing new and big there.
Yeah, I didn't hear a lot of like a surprising announcements out of PAX. I guess
No.
it's not really that kind of convention.
It's not. Sometimes there is, but for the most part, not. It's stuff that you know about, and typically stuff coming out within the next 6 months.
Right.
Trying to think of Bungie took over the Paramount Theater next to the convention center, and I was expecting something like really cool and huge and amazing. They put a like crashed like what are your characters in Destiny?
What
are they called? What are they? Guardians.
Guardians.
There you
yeah.
go. They like have a wrecked Guardian ship outside.
Okay. Uh-huh.
And a couple other little things, and you walk into this big Paramount Theater, which is a place where I've seen concerts and everything. And I thought, oh, they'll be doing a lot of cool stuff in here. It was a 2-hour line for a store. There were some neat props that they had, like the gun props, replicas, and everything in display cases. And then actually, like in the theater on the floor, I'm like, oh, there'll be something special. There was a line to play Crucible and a line to play the Homecoming mission.
You mean the stuff that we played in the free demo?
Yep.
And people were in
That
line.
was it.
And they were in
Yep.
line. Oh, man.
I'm just like, what? This is all stuff I could have played. And actually, I did. One of the things I played before going was the PC version of
Oh, yeah, right.
Destiny 2, which runs incredibly well. Oh my god. It's a pretty game on the PC. And I'm so much better at it on the PC.
Yeah, the keyboard and mouse.
Yeah.
Did you say last time? I forget if I asked you if you did pick it up, which one you would pick it up for.
Right now, I'd pick it up for the PC just because I felt like I had a better time on the PC.
Right.
But I'm still not. I don't have a desire to really pick it up. It's still just kind of boring overall.
I have it comes out on Tuesday, which is I barely even like registered this coming out, but like I find myself having like FOMO a little bit. Fear of missing out because I've jumped on Destiny every time it's come out, and I'm not gonna do it this time.
I think I've already fallen off the train is the thing.
Yeah. I think what's happened to me is if all the reviews come out and say the story is just like off the charts amazing, then I'm still gonna wait, but I'll pick it up eventually.
Yeah.
But
And I saw that Polygon like had the article that was like you should pick it up on PS4 instead, and
really?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm like I get some of their points because PS4 gets a lot of exclusives for a while.
Right.
And that the PC version isn't actually done by Bungie themselves. It's Vicarious Visions.
Oh yeah.
They're the ones who handled putting it on PC, and they put it on PC gloriously. It has all the options you would expect for a PC game, keyboard remapping, all the graphics options, like everything. You're like, oh, this was designed for a PC. The only thing I take a little bit back by that Polygon article is the fact that Bungie also devs and tests this on PC. It's not like they make a build and have to always push it to a dev console before they can play it.
Right.
Like they'll test it on a PC plenty of times, just to save time. So it's not like they haven't played this game on PC themselves.
Right.
So I don't know. I get the exclusive argument, but man, it was so smooth on my computer. Like 60 frames per second, solid, graphics maxed. It was gorgeous.
Awesome. I mean, the uncapped frame rate alone, I mean, for that kind of game, especially PvP, would be just awesome. And I know I feel like the Pro could do it on like Crucible. I know they were saying that you can't do it in the PvE because of how much stuff they're trying to load in, but I think they just want parity across all the platforms, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, what was I gonna say? I forgot. Oh, anyway. yeah, it's something that's just gnawing at me. I think that I'll probably come to it eventually, but I probably would get on the PS4 just because I'm not really playing my computer that much.
Yeah.
These days.
Which is completely understandable.
Yeah. I live in my living room basically with the kid.
Yeah.
I sleep there. I eat there. Everything.
That's your whole life. That one room of your house.
It really is. Coming up here to record up here in the office and like, what the fuck is this room? Like, I don't ever come up here. Yeah.
So I'm trying to think if there's anything else from PAX that was super, super interesting.
There was I need to go back and watch it. It popped up on my Twitter feed today. It was the Witcher 10th anniversary panel.
I need to watch that. I saw that was starting. I had my kids today, so I was not taking them to a Witcher panel.
Good idea.
I wasn't going to take them to any panels really. So because all panels you have to wait in a bunch of lines to get into.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think there was some, like, a lot of the podcasts I listened to were doing panels that I would have loved to go see, but I think one of these days I'll get back up there to go to PAX with you.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I think that would be a lot of fun.
Give it a few years.
Yeah. And then PSX is again this year. I'm slightly tempted to try again because it was a lot of fun last year, but with a 6-month-old, I don't know if I could swing a day away.
It's hard to do. It
really is.
Yeah.
Any cool swag? Not swag, like, they have like they're selling stuff, like special stuff at these conventions. Anything that was like really crazy?
I'm trying to think if there's anything that I saw like tons of people getting. No, there's a lot of stuff you would expect. Square had some really cool stuff that I couldn't buy because it was super expensive. Like they're like huge play arts figures, super detailed. Oh my god, they look so good. But they were like $100+ each. Yeah. Like, there's no way. Right. I was not going to justify that. I got a Transistor shirt.
Nice.
Super happy about that.
Awesome.
They had a cool Pyre shirt and a bunch of stuff. Supergiant's great for swag, always.
Yeah. Well, that memory card that I got you was from their booth. We were sitting at that Google Home thing, and we were sitting, and I did the voice activation. I was like, Google Home, play the play the Transistor soundtrack, and it started playing, and my wife was listening, and she's like, what is this? I was like, it's the soundtrack to a video game. She's like, wow, this is really good. It's like, yeah, it's really good.
It is really good. It's a fantastic.
So good.
Darren Korb is a great composer and musician. So he was actually at the booth.
Nice.
The Supergiant guys themselves, the actual devs, man their booth. So pretty much if you talk to anyone there, they've worked on the games.
Oh, okay. Well, I definitely talked to them at the booth when I bought that
stuff.
So yeah,
they're the actual people who made the game.
Nice.
So they don't outsource their help at conventions.
More money for them, I guess. And plus, it's nice to meet your fans, I guess.
Yeah, they really like to meet their fans. I've talked to them a few times.
Yeah, we were running through at PSX last year. We were playing Pyre, so it was only like a 20-minute line because they had a ton of stations. And then I talked to them while I was waiting in line, and then talked to them while I was buying buying stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other cool things that.
You saw the SNES Classic?
I did see the SNES Classic in glass, sitting right there. Be the closest I ever come to it, maybe.
Did you hear a lot of people bitching about the pre-orders?
No, not a single thing.
Okay.
Really kind of weird. Like, most people were just like, that thing is so cool, I want one.
Yeah.
It's so tiny. It's so tiny and cute.
I'm pretty sure we're getting ours, man. All the stuff.
I'm crossing my fingers.
Yeah. I mean, definitely don't count your chickens before they hatch. But all the recent thing was Amazon's canceling orders to outside the contiguous United States. Did you see that?
No.
So if you ordered from Hawaii or Alaska or like a military post office box like APO or whatever it's called, they canceled your order.
Oof.
And then they were canceling. Okay. Walmart was canceling double orders. Like anyone who had more than one, they were canceling. So I'm kind of waiting.
They were canceling the whole order?
No, canceling down to one. So if you buy like 5, you'd get one.
Well, why would they even let people buy 5?
Why did Amazon let people buy 100? Like,
did they?
Yes.
I had no clue. I didn't try. I was too tired to try to change the quantity.
Yeah, no. There was a guy who he posted his stuff online. It was $8,000 worth, whatever that works out to be. However many he bought, like 100 or 1,000.
That's 100. That's 100.
Is it? No, it's 8,000. He bought 1,000 of them then.
Yeah.
It was 8,000. Yeah, dollars, which is just stupid. And when people were calling in saying you cancel my order, like people from Alaska or Hawaii, they're like, yeah, we oversold. Like, uh-oh. And then, with Donald Trump saying he's going to cancel trade with every country that trades with North Korea, who knows what you're going to get.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, we'll see. He's a moron of, like, the epic proportions.
Say everything, all you want there. little bit harder to do than just say.
Yeah, he just spouts
Um,
off. But I think we're gonna get it, and that's I imagine that's how I was gonna replay Secret of Mana, but now there's gonna be a remake.
I still think I have this. I want to play it the original.
Yeah, you said
Like,
you never
there's
played it,
just
right?
something I have. I never owned it.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure I rented it and played some of it.
Okay.
I know for a fact I've rented it and played some of it.
Yeah, that's how I played it too. I rented it. I rented it like 2 or 3 weekends in a row.
Glad no one got rid of your save file.
I don't think that I beat it. I think I just played it
Oh, okay.
again and again.
You just played it.
Yeah. Because I mean, I was young, so I didn't really care. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't really have like a concept of like I want to continue
Yeah.
my story.
So it was there in a glass case. I wanted it. We were thinking about talking about the North Korea thing and all the reminded me of all the like pretty big negativity in the world right now.
Yeah.
One bright spot was I went and saw the movie with Mikey's panel.
Oh yeah.
That was fantastic. That guy is a bright spot in the world. Like, just happy and funny and like generally just makes a room, like brings happiness to the world, and I thank him for that.
And he was a dev, right?
Yeah, he was a dev and a writer. He wrote a lot of Borderlands stuff.
Ah, that was it. Borderlands.
And did he do writing for Tales from the Borderlands too? He might have.
No, okay.
Like, he might have worked with them on it. But he, like, what are we in now? Beginning of the year, he almost died from
Really?
a blood clot.
Oh jeez.
So he had to teach himself to talk again.
Oh man.
Pretty much everything, which is fantastic. The fact that he's made pretty much a full recovery. But a couple months ago is when he quit Gearbox to just do his YouTube stuff full time because he just wanted to focus on that. And he's doing stuff with the Penny Arcade guys as well on his thing, and his company does trailers for other companies as well. So he's really funny and a very intelligent and smart guy, and never any of his movie stuff he never wants to punch down. Like, he's funny, but he never makes fun of what he's talking about. It's always trying to be uplifting and find bright spots, even in movies people are like, that's a dumb movie, and he's like, no, let's talk about it. So
That's nice.
it is very nice.
And a novel in this day and age.
It is. I appreciate it. And it was really cool to have an hour in a room with a couple hundred other people who were all appreciating it too. So
Yeah.
needed that dose to forget about reality. Actually, being at PAX has made me forget about reality. I haven't checked the news in like 3 days.
Yeah,
So
it's better to just stay away from it.
I kind of feel like I'm like, this is okay. I can live in my own weird alternate reality right now where the world is okay.
Yeah, Trump's about to announce he's going to kick all the Dreamers out of the country, which is
I did hear that on the bus ride.
my students, like people I know, people I work with, like
Yeah.
it's just, and he's just like during an election, like I love the Dreamers, we're going to keep the Dreamers around, blah blah blah. Just this guy needs to be gone ASAP. Anyway, yeah, so stay away from the news. It's really bad.
Yeah. And then the good segue, what can talk about next is Nintendo had their main booth, and then they had another part of the convention center that was all the Nindies.
Oh, cool. So they had like so the Nindie showcase was this week, and they had a bunch of those games out to play, or
Yeah.
awesome. So the Nindie showcase, it was mainly focused on games they really hadn't announced yet, although a couple of them they had announced. So some people were upset that they didn't get like a release date for like Rocket League or Stardew Valley, even though that one just got sent for certification, I guess, to Nintendo. So that one's close. But just to go through the games, it was Super Meat Boy Forever, which is kind of like an endless runner Meat Boy, basically. Shovel Knight King of Cards, the last Shovel Knight expansion. Mom Hid My Game, which is like a hidden object game. Golf Story, which is an RPG with golf and disc golf and drone golf. Floor Kids, which is kind of like like an Elite Beat Agents, like a rhythm dance kind of game. Wolverblade, which is a slasher beat 'em up kind of game. Poly Bridge, which I think you gave away a code for Poly Bridge.
I did give away a code. It's a pretty popular Steam game.
Yeah.
So
you just,
that's cool.
It's like Bridge Constructor. You're building bridges and
it's kind of a
physics and
puzzle
stuff.
thing. You're trying to get the goal of levels is you have a car on one side, and you're trying to build a bridge so that the car can get to the other side.
Right.
So go, and people build all sorts of weird things. So
next up was Kentucky Route Zero, which is coming out next year, and then they'll have the 5th and final episode. They've been going since I think 13, so people have been waiting for the last episode. Earth Atlantis, which looked almost like a Game Boy kind of game, like devoid of color, kind of a black and white, like a cell shaded without the cell shading, just the cells.
Okay.
Yeah, it was weird. Next up here, I don't remember what that one was. SteamWorld Dig 2, which is the sequel, obviously. Yono and the Celestial Elephants, which was like this puzzle game with an elephant. Dragon Marked for Death, which is by Inti Creates. Basically looks kind of like a Mega Man-ish kind of game. Battle Chef Brigade, which you're fighting like this platformer slasher thing where to get ingredients to make food.
Yeah.
Morphe's
I must
Law.
say that one was a big one at PAX.
Battle Chef Brigade?
So they had, of course, in the Nindie arcade, they had stuff there, but they had an entire, like, probably a 20 by 20 booth on the show floor.
For that game?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like,
okay.
that company just had their own booth.
Mm-hmm.
So that one had a lot of people.
Huh. That one didn't stand out to me at all. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So next, Morphe's Law, which is a 4v4 shooter, which with an interesting mechanic. I don't know if you saw this or not.
No, I didn't see this one.
So basically, if I shoot you in the head, I take mass from your head gets smaller, my head gets bigger. So the people who are better at shooting end up having bigger bodies, and the people who keep getting shot and kind of suck have smaller bodies.
Oh, that's funny.
It kind of balances out your skill levels. It kind of looked ugly, but an interesting concept. And then two more things that stood out. 9 Parchments, which is from Frozen Byte, who did Has Been Heroes. It's you're a mage running around killing things. Kind of like a Diablo-esque kind of perspective. Yeah. And then No More Heroes, Travis Strikes Again, which people were really excited about, and I know literally nothing about.
It's a weird one why people are so excited about that one. It's
Suda 51.
Goichi Suda. It's weird. It's really weird.
Yeah, it looked weird, and I
can't imagine why this thing. Like, his games are like they would be equivalent to a cult film. Like that's just what he makes. There's a very vocal segment that just loves those. I never got into him that far, but clearly there's people that really are excited to have that one back. And No More Heroes is on the Wii, if I remember right.
Yes, it was a Wii exclusive apparently.
Yeah.
So, I missed the Wii, so I don't really know it.
Yeah.
So for me, as a Switch owner from this list, like the Shovel Knight expansion, obviously, I'm interested in. Wolverblade looks good because the side-scrolling beat 'em up. I don't really have any on Switch. SteamWorld Dig 2 because I like SteamWorld, and then Dragon Marked for Death, and then 9 Parchments. Those ones stood out to me.
One that kind of stands out to me, like this, it's already out, but I kind of want to try Kentucky Route Zero, and I would love it if to get it on the Switch and it's all together.
Right.
Because it's been very intimidating if I want to pick it up or not. And I'm like, there's part of me now that if it's all going to be out there, all packaged together, I could play it on the go. That maybe it's time to jump in because I have a couple friends that love this series.
Yeah.
Love it.
There's I got it in the Humble Bundle a while ago, so I have the first 4 episodes. I just haven't never started it because I know that there's I wouldn't be able to finish it.
Conclusion.
Yeah, so I'm waiting. So I'll play it on PC because that's where I have it. But it does look interesting.
And one that wasn't announced in the Nindies thing, or had already been announced, was, and I saw it at the Square booth, was Lost Sphere.
Oh, yeah.
I watched some. They actually had that at the Square booth.
Okay.
They had a few stations of that being played. And it looked really cool. Like a nice JRPG to play on the Switch. So, I don't know. There's something about the fact that it's going to be portable that I'm like, I want all these games. I want to play them on the go. Why not?
That's how I felt the Switch, too. Even though I have Skyrim on the PC, I'm definitely going to buy it for the Switch because I just play it more than I play my PC.
Yeah. So, really looking forward to also eventually I want to do Shovel Knight and get Shovel Knight on the Switch.
That's my birthday present to you. You're getting that from me.
I have to get a Switch first. Yeah. And we'll see if I can actually get one. I don't know when I can get one.
Well, I thought you were getting one sometime soon.
I'm hoping soon.
If they can find one, you mean?
That's the key part. It has nothing to do. It's like I am gonna get one.
Yeah.
It's like how hard is it gonna be for me to actually physically find one to buy?
Just take the person who's buying it for you to the Nintendo store.
Oh, that's true.
I should
do that. They can just give me.
Do you have easy access to that store? Could you ask them, can I come in? And they would say,
I can ask, and it's just it's not close to my home. I'd have to make a special trip out there. So,
okay. It's in Redmond, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd take me about an hour to get out there.
Oh, okay.
Just from where I live. So, and I need a car. there's no bussing out there.
I see.
So like definitely looking forward to that. I'm thinking of this list and this like there's the Nindie arcade, and then it's sparking the fact that I saw a bunch of these also just around the show floor. Like a lot of these companies also just had booths sitting on the show floor or up on the 6th floor. Like SteamWorld Dig 2, I saw that on the show floor.
That looks so good.
Yeah.
Did you play SteamWorld Dig?
I'm sure I have.
Okay.
I have it. I'm pretty sure I have it in Steam. But they're fun, great games. Super Meat Boy was always, those guys are always around. Let's see, which other one was there? I lost it. Golf Story.
Oh yeah.
That was totally up on the 6th floor in the indie area. And looked bizarre.
Yeah, that's what I got that too. I'm happy that there's disc golf in it. But that's probably not a game I'm going to play.
Yeah.
Man, have you heard the previews about Xenoblade Chronicles 2?
No, not at all.
So positive. Like that's definitely a game for you, not for me. But there's a huge meaty RPG coming at the end of this year, supposedly at the end of this year.
Well, there we go. I've got so many games on the Switch once I get this thing.
Yeah.
And there's so many indies beyond this stuff, just like going around the show floor.
Yeah.
So many people are bringing their games to Switch.
It's a smart place. Like, if you're an indie, it's a smart place to bring your games because right now you don't get lost right now. Maybe later you get lost.
As much.
As much, right? Exactly. Because there's.
Piku Niku was fun.
The hell is that?
This was one that was announced, I think, at PAX. Like, I don't think it wasn't in the Nindie showcase, and it's a cooperative. Like how do I explain it? You're little dudes with legs and like an oval kind of body, and you try to work together by like standing on each other and stuff and launching each other to solve puzzles.
Oh, cool.
So it's kind of reminded me of like Snipper Clips in some way.
Sounds like Triforce Heroes.
Yeah, kind of a little bit like that, but it's side scroller platformer.
Oh, okay.
So, I saw that briefly, and people were having a pretty good time with it on the show floor.
Yeah.
So,
I keep wondering, and I know there are several third-party big ones coming out on Switch, and one that just came out last week. But could the Switch survive as a first-party Nintendo and like just indie machine?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Yeah, I think so too. I know, Mario plus Rabbids just came out, and there's going to be NBA 2K, and there's going to be FIFA that look really good, like running really well. So I think that, I don't know, I'm sure that third parties will start to jump on board a little bit more.
Yeah, so at the Nintendo booth, they had Mario Odyssey, they had NBA 2K, Pokken Tournament DX, and then Metroid.
Oh, they had the 3DS one?
Yeah, but it was like a 30-minute demo.
Damn.
If you're going to play it. It was super long, and so not a lot of people got to play that one.
I was say you probably didn't because you're going to be...
No,
you
I was like...
That. You're getting that soon, I think.
Yeah,
right?
I'm like, no, I'm not going to... Yeah, there's no reason for me to play it, but that was all the stuff that they were showing off at that booth. But NBA 2K was... 2K18 was an unexpected one to see there.
Yeah. Well, sorry, go ahead.
Just in the Nintendo booth.
Yeah. Well, I think they want to show like the third-party support, and for like hardcore gamers, maybe that's not what they're looking for in terms of third-party support. But those games sell like crazy every year, and to have them portable, that's going to sell a ton. That and then WK18 wrestling, WWE 2K18 or whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah.
Just all the sports games basically, except for Madden, I guess. Maybe next year, who knows?
Maybe, and EA will go wherever the money's at.
Yeah.
So,
and if it doesn't earn them enough money, they won't go there at all.
Yeah. So. I'm not terribly worried that I would not be surprised if the Switch continues to sell how it's done and the software sales continue to be high. Yeah, I don't see why they wouldn't unless they feel like they can't, because everything's done on their Frostbite engine now.
Right.
And maybe the Frostbite engine just can't run on a Switch. That's possible.
Right. I think that's what I've heard, that it cannot. So
that might make it very hard.
Right, because everything they do
might
is
just
on
be like,
there.
fine. Yeah,
Right.
Everything's on. That was back even at the PopCap days. Like, we didn't have to do it because Frostbite didn't run on mobile.
Right.
And it kind of did, but it was pretty horrible. But every other game in that company was switching over to Frostbite.
Yeah.
just as a mandate. It was like, this is our internal engine. Everyone should use it.
Right.
And that's why you've seen it used on Inquisition, Mass Effect Andromeda, all the sports games, the racing games, Battlefront. Yeah, you name it. Frostbite.
Well, I was happy to see Snowdrop, which is Ubisoft's engine, runs on the Switch.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like proprietary engines can run the Switch. Just depends on how you want to.
Yeah, I mean, it's
tweak
what they've targeted and focused it towards. So.
Yeah. So speaking of Snowdrop and Ubisoft and games, basically transitioning to what we're playing. I'll start quickly by, this was supposed to be our Game Club episode again with that Rex Rocket. I actually started to play it. Don't. Don't.
Okay, good to know.
Don't waste your time. I wanted to get in and like, it's like this Mega Man clone kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
You start in your spaceship and you have to talk to a bunch of people and like run around the spaceship, like unlocking doors and talking to different people. But the D-pad doesn't work, and you need the D-pad to interact with people. So my D-pad works on my controller, and it worked for other games, but it wasn't working for this game. So I'd have to like go in the options and switch the interact button to a different button to interact with someone, then switch it back to be able to use that button for what I need to use it for. So the fact that the intro is just, you can't like jump in and start playing. It's just this weird preamble, and then the controller wasn't really optimized for this game. I didn't get very far. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah,
I'm actually kind of sick and tired of games that don't drop me into stuff quickly.
Yeah,
there's a couple demos that I played at the show floor of games I haven't mentioned that I was like, oh, just get to the point. I'm at a demo at a show floor.
Yep.
Just let me play the game. Do I really have to spend 5 to 10 minutes listening to your story and dialogue? Please, just come on.
And I feel the same way, like having a kid now, where like I just want to jump in, like the NBA 2K, NBA Live 18 demo on PSN. Like it's a good game, but like there's like 5 minutes of unskippable cutscenes with that asshole Stephen A. Smith from ESPN.
Yeah.
That's like, I cannot jump in. Like by the time I get ready to play the game, my kid's crying. Like, so I need stuff that I can jump into, and this Rex Rocket is not that.
Okay.
So there's that. Couple games I'm playing. Everybody's Golf on PSN or PS4. I got it. I like arcade golf games, anyways. It's a budget title. It's $40. Just tons of buzz about it. But it's a game a lot of people are talking about their non-gaming spouses or whatever like to play. So I got it in case my wife wants to play. So I've been playing it a little bit. And she's kind of, walking. She doesn't really pay attention when I play. But when I'm playing that, she stops and watches. She's like, wow, good shot. She's like really into it. I haven't got her to play yet, but I think I'm not very far away from that happening. So it's a game that we can probably play together.
That's great.
Yeah. So just kind of enticing her by playing around her. But the big one I'm playing is Mario+Rabbids Kingdom Battle, which is phenomenal. Like how do I say this? The hate that people felt about it is like inversely proportional to how good this game is. Directly proportional. Like they hated it a lot, and it's really, really good. It's really good. It's like it reminds me of how much I love strategy RPG games, like Fire Emblem or XCOM, to the point where I actually ended up buying XCOM 2 on PS4 because it's on sale right now. Because I'm just like, oh yeah, I love these. It is so well done. There's a couple weird things, like you have to have Mario on your team, and Mario is like honestly like the weakest character in the whole game, which kind of sucks. I want to use Luigi instead. I just don't like Mario anyways. I like Luigi, but it's it is so smart how it's set up, and each level is like just different enough that you never get bored, and the difficulty ramps up pretty quickly. And then there's like challenges you can go back and do after you've beat the level, and you can buy all these different weapons, and it's so customizable in how you put together your team, put together your weapons. I think I put like 6 hours into it. I'm just through the first world.
Wow.
It is my kind of game. It's so good. Like one of the best games I played all year.
Which is crazy to think about.
Yeah, it is, because when they announced it, I was
this
like,
is a Rabbids game. You said that about a Rabbids game.
And I'm not a person who knew anything about the Rabbids. I know people hate them. They're legitimately hilarious. Like it's real. They're not annoying at all. I don't think they're annoying. They're super funny. So like oh my god, it's so good. And I just there have been so many moments where I felt like a freaking genius just by happenstance. Like I try something. I'm like, okay, there's like a challenge where I have to escort Toad across the map. And when you get to the part where you have to deposit him and win, basically you have to do it in 6 turns. Right when you get there, there are 6 massive enemies that rise up from the ground. So I vaulted Mario over there, and he has like a up close melee attack. So like I think I can like the area of effect on this attack, I could probably get most of them. So I did the attack and I hit them all, but I only took like half their health. And I was like, well, that didn't work. And if I can't kill them, I can't get Toad through them. So when you attack them, they come like instantly come and attack you, like they do a defensive move. So they all circled around Mario and then picked up this big slate they have, and they smashed Mario. But because they're all so close to each other, they end up smacking each other too. So they killed me and each other. So they all died. Mario died, and there's a clear path for Toad to just walk right through to the end. It was so awesome. And then another, like one of the first major boss in World 1, there's like these plates in front. I don't want to give too much away, but just these plates you have to activate. So you have to fight through enemies to get onto it, to step onto it, and then back up and then attack the boss. Well, I have a weapon that has like a bounce power so that it bounces enemies across the map. And I just happened to hit the enemy in the right direction. So I was way across the map. I hit this enemy in the middle of the map. It flew all the way to the other side of the map, hit the plate. And when it hit the plate, it allowed us to just attack the boss, and I just took him out, which is like a boss that's been giving some people some trouble, and I just did it. I got a perfect score on the first try, just trying random shit.
Well, that's really cool though that they have all these interacting systems like that.
It does, and you try it and like, oh, that works. Like it's not like baby's first XCOM. It's different.
Yeah.
And it's smart, and it's not easy. And it's so fun. I cannot stop playing this game. It's so. I don't know if you are a XCOM kind of fan. You are a tactics fan. I guess that's strategy, right?
An XCOM fan?
I don't. Okay, so yes, you are then. Okay.
Yeah, I'm super into XCOM.
Okay.
A lot of strategy, and for whatever reason, I could never did get into Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
I need to try it again. Really give it another good chance, because I was just borrowing it from a friend.
Right.
And I feel like I would understand that better. But XCOM, yeah, I've played a lot of all of the XCOMs.
So you played 2 as well then?
Yeah, I have 2. I've played a lot of 2. The expansion just came out, and I really want the expansion.
That came out the same day as Mario+Rabbids.
It did.
So, I mean, I know there's like a lot of games I keep saying like you have to play it. Like
there's so many games I have to play.
You can borrow this one from me eventually, but you have to play it. It's so good. It is stupid. Like this game should not be good, and it's amazing. It's like my second favorite game on the Switch. Like obviously Breath of the Wild is the best, but then this is better than Splatoon. Definitely better than ARMS. I like it better than Mario Kart. Maybe because I played so much Mario Kart on the Wii U. I don't know. It's stellar, and it's like jaw-droppingly surprising.
Yeah, and you're not the only person I know that's told this. Like another game dev I know up in Seattle picked it up, and he's pretty much said exactly the same things you're saying. Like just incredible level design, intriguing mechanics, deep strategy mechanics, like unexpected difficulty, like. It's a true strategy game. So
yeah, and every turn I have to think. I really have to think through everything. I wish the camera was a little bit looser so I could see more, but overall it's just like this is my kind of game. It's just like it is. I don't know. Like if you like think of like the food that you really really like, and you haven't had it for a really long time, and you sit down and you have that food, and it's just like you like just enjoying every single bite. Like this is what it feels like. It's that kind of game. It's so good. And also I've been playing Lost Legacy, which is also really good. But I don't know if you heard about Lost Legacy, where they put that level 4 is the open world chapter.
Oh no, but they have an open world chapter.
They do.
Just okay.
And I'm stuck in it. Not stuck in it, but I hit it and I was like, okay, I guess I got to do these things. Like I'm not gonna leave until I do everything. So I'm stuck here for like 4 hours doing all these things that I don't really want to do, but I really want to complete it before I move on. But Uncharted is a game that I come to for linear storytelling, and not open world.
Open worlds, yeah.
And I could skip it and just do the main objectives, but I can't when my map has things I needed.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, it's different than the open worlds in Uncharted 4.
Right.
They didn't really put stuff on your map.
Right. Yeah, this one has like an actual map with like stuff that populates, and then you go to an area that is hinted at, and when you get there, it populates more things to do. So I'm doing all those things. It's fun, but I'm getting bogged down when I was like
Yeah.
zipping through, and it was,
Yeah.
it's like a summer blockbuster. I want to zip through this. I don't want to stay and look at the scenery.
Yeah.
So, but it's fun.
That's cool.
So that's what I've been playing.
I haven't played anything since Wednesday, so I haven't been home since Thursday morning till right now, and now we're recording. Like, I got home about 20 minutes before we started recording.
So you were staying somewhere else during PAX then?
Yeah, I was staying at my in-laws.
Yeah.
Because they actually live in Seattle city limits proper, and I can just take a bus from the convention center to their house, like 20 minutes, and so it's much easier. They have an extra room, so I just crash there, so I can stay out late. Because I saw a bunch of friends as well at PAX.
Right.
And so what did I play before leading up since the last time we recorded? I played some more No Man's Sky.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of jumping around a bit. I did more No Man's Sky, doing more quests, especially my base building quests.
Mm-hmm.
God, they present a lot of things for you to do in that game now.
Yeah, I actually put it down. I was having so much fun with it, and then I got to the Artemis quest line where it started having me do things that I've already done. Like, it's teaching you how to do things in the game, right?
Yeah.
But I've already done all those things, and it's making me do them again. I'm like, okay, I'm done for now.
Yeah. I've done some of those, the Artemis quest line. I did there's one where you have to triangulate.
Yeah, right. I'm past that part.
I did that one. Did I do the next part after that? I don't remember. But once you have a base, you start getting like a science officer and an armorer, the main like person in your base, and they all start having quest chains to unlock new things to build, and so that's been pretty entertaining to move to. And have one that allows me to get a farmer now.
Oh, okay.
I have to go find them, but I can have a farmer.
Yeah.
But I did that for a bit, and then I moved on. Then I think the last thing, though, I played, I did that kind of like Tuesday was out. I can't remember. And then the night before I left, I did Destiny. Like,
oh, yeah, the beta.
I got the beta, Destiny 2 beta. And I was just playing that and just checking it out on my PC and tweaking settings and back and forth and just being like, okay, it's satisfying graphically and feels amazing on a computer, and I still have absolutely no love for this world. Like, I feel I think I'm just so burnt out. I'm just burned by it. I feel so burned by it because I want to like it so badly, the lore in the world, and I just don't.
It just reminds me of Halo. Like, I didn't care about the lore in Halo at all.
And that's the thing, going back to Halo now, and I'm like, Halo hasn't aged well story-wise. At the time, people were like, oh, this is great. But we really didn't have a whole lot to compare it to.
Right.
It was fantastic. Like, yeah, it was good. It was better than what was there. But it's not anywhere near the storytelling and lore that we have in games now.
Right.
So I just, there's part of me that I just see the loot grind loop and the whole thing, and I'm just like, I don't want to do that. I'm so done with repeating all the same stuff over and over.
I think we should split a copy like in a year, whenever it costs like $20 on a disc, and just play the story if it's good.
And then just pass it off.
Exactly. Because that's all that you and I are going to want to play anyways.
Yeah.
And we don't need to play the story immediately, I don't think. Even if there was spoiler, like, what the fuck are you going to spoil? Like, you kill Gary the Gaul at the end. Like, that's what's going to happen.
I mean, part of me, I'm like, what is the story? There's going to be no incredible overall twists, I assume.
I can't imagine that.
And none of the lore is setting up. I guess that's the big thing. They're not trying to say anything in their lore. Like, they're telling a story, but the underlying story, they're not actually like, there's no message. There's no overarching, like, we have a point. We're trying to tell the player something, to like evoke an emotion, like an emotional response. I don't get that from that game at all. They just have lore, and like it was the 10th anniversary of BioShock this past week.
Right.
Like, and I'm like, well, there was a game that was totally had a point. Like, everything in that game is trying to like tell the player something. It had a point. It has a message. It has a very strong themes. I'm like, can I have that? I enjoy that. I enjoy people that really want to tell somebody something.
Yeah, I don't. At least Destiny 1 and all the expansion or whatever just kind of felt like someone who liked a lot of science fiction and watched a lot of science fiction movies and like tried their hand at like a first draft of a novel, and first drafts of novels, having written one myself, suck. They're really bad. Like, you need to go back
Yeah.
and edit the shit out of it, and I don't think they did.
No.
That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah, and it feels like they're just kind of stuck with that now.
Yep. Yeah. No, they are absolutely. I think they're stuck. So we'll see. I'm waiting to hear the reviews for the story. I think the embargo ends like Monday night or something.
That's true, because it comes out next Tuesday.
It comes out on the 6th, which is Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and
Yeah.
again, it's just I have like nostalgia for it, but I'm not touching it with a 10-foot pole right now. I've purchased enough games recently. I just I'm buying one DS game a month, like the best of the best DS games. So I purchased Chrono Trigger, just coming on Tuesday. So
yes.
that's the one that you recommended. Make sure I have that in my pocket so I can play that eventually.
Do it.
Yeah. I mean, I played the intro to that like 3 or 4 times on emulators. That just always moved on and never went very far in it. But I know it's one of the best games.
Yes. Unexpectedly so.
Yeah.
There's definitely a point where you're like, oh, this is good. It's a good game. But you'll hit a point when it really opens up and you understand why it's an amazing game.
Right. And I'm just
there's a game with some twists.
And I'm just like on such a handheld kick.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons. But just having like big meaty stories on the go is just rad. Because I find myself playing more because I'm in places like standing in line or whatever. Or daughter's sleeping for an hour and I have my DS next to me and I pick it up and play a little. Just find myself being able to get into that a lot more than like turn on TV, turn on the PS4, like bright lights in the room, maybe might wake my daughter up or whatever. Oh yeah. I forgot one thing about Mario+Rabbids. It's the one game that I'm playing with headphones. Everything else I've been basically playing like silent. Because the Grant Kirkhope soundtrack for Mario vs. Rabbids or plus Rabbids, whatever, is phenomenal. It is so good how he remixes like Mario stuff. It is so good. Like go on to Spotify and listen to listen to it.
You were just blowing my mind. Stop.
Why?
Like this just can't.
It is.
Because now you're like, okay, yes, this is a Ubisoft game. This is a Rabbids game, Mario game that's actually good. And then now you're saying that the soundtrack is actually good too,
the
soundtrack
is better than the game. Like the soundtrack is the best soundtrack that I've listened to all year. And I did listen to soundtracks before my daughter was born. It is like just go to Spotify and just put it on.
Okay.
Don't put on a playlist where you're not reading the titles because I think there's some spoilers in the titles. But it is just I've only listened to the first world so far. It is so good. And he's done a lot of Nintendo stuff anyways before, and he's obviously a great composer. But this is like another level. I cannot believe this game.
Okay.
Yeah, check it out.
Okay.
So yeah, anything else for this episode?
I think that's it.
Yeah, we did a number tonight.
We did.
Well, thanks everyone for listening. Thanks for sticking with us, through all of our episodes. We really enjoy the growing listenership. We hope you find something interesting in our discussions. We love doing this. It's just fun to talk about games every week.
It is.
Yeah, and there's so much to play this year. It's just.
I don't think I ever need to buy any more games ever after this year. I think I'll be good for at least another 5 years of games that have just come out this year.
Yeah, I mean, I could stop buying games at the end of the year and have games to play for the rest of my life. And I think my wife would be probably pretty happy with that decision.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Well, I bet it's time for you to get back down and see what your daughter's up to.
Yeah, I'm going to edit this real fast. I've got a couple more minutes in my allotment, so I'm going to make sure I get this edited and up on the web, and then I'll go down and make sure she's still alive.
I'm sure she's alive.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Happy?
She's, remarkably calm. Like, she's just... It's so weird having other people come through that are kind of like emotional tornadoes, or they're just so chaotic or like not calm. And like our house is very calm, so when people are not calm around here, like she notices and she's like, what's happening? Why are we? Which is, it's just cool to see her personality. And I don't know if it's a reflection of like us being calm or she's just naturally calm anyways, but that's
great.
She loses her shit every now for the most part.
She's a baby.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
do that.
Yeah, they
literally lose their shit.
Well, that's also just this kid. She came into the world pooping like 10 times in 10 hours.
Yep.
So she's just continued. Like she just can't stop.
Oh,
it's crazy.
Yep.
But no, things are. Once you push through the difficult, I think the first month was just a fucking train wreck, and like this whole fatherhood thing has just brought up a ton of stuff like from my childhood. So like I'm in therapy now. Kind of working through a lot of these issues that I have about not having a dad and what it means to be a dad and all this stuff,
Yeah.
So it's been good for me because there's stuff I didn't realize that I'd been like pushing.
Yeah, and how would you have known? really.
Yeah, I wouldn't have until I have this kid, and I'm just like
Yeah.
having this reaction to her that's not a good reaction, so I need to go deal with it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, that's been good. So yeah, now it's great. We're in a routine. We're not in a Wonder Week leap right now, so she's like super calm and
Yep.
chill. Wait till we get to the next leap. It's gonna be rough, but so far so good.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
Thanks so
sounds
much
good.
thanks for taking time. I know you're tired, so go to bed.
Yeah, I think I will.
Yeah, and I will get this up, and we'll talk to everyone next week.
All right.
All right.
Good night, everyone.
Night, folks.